Hello everyone, this is LaVoy Finicum. One Cowboy stand for freedom. Thought I'd just kind of bring you up to date how things are progressing. Out here, been kind of tired, been hiking this water line up this mountain back trying to fix some of my water lines and off of my spring, one I talked about in one of my earlier videos. But this is a good example to try to highlight how the BLM combines all three branches of power. And that sound in the background is a bull. He's kind of been following me down off the mountain. I'm not sure what he's thinking, but he keeps bellowing and following me down here. But anyway, he may show up sometime along in this video. But anyway, let me explain what's going on here. This is the deed to my ranch. Right here. It's recorded in Mojave County. That's the county which my ranch is in, here in Arizona. And here is the description of my spring, along with my other assets and description of my ranch. I have half interest in Coyote Springs and Pipeline, period. So I have half interest in that spring. That spring flows about 500 gallons a day, goes into a 100,000 gallon tank. And so in a year's time, there's roughly about 200,000 gallons that flows out of there. So I have 100,000 gallons of water that I have purchased, that I own off that spring a year. Well, here you go. Here's a letter. Again, they claim to have exclusive legislative ability and power whatsoever. That means that they can write and create laws and back it up and by the rangers or take us into their court. Now remember, I don't recognize them. I don't recognize their right to own and control it, but here they have a letter sent. It says, as discussed, the two-weep little tuck-up little two-weep holds half interest in White Springs. Now that's correct. Water during the permitted season of use, from October 16th to May 15th, 7 months. After this time, the entire flow will be allocated to the two-weep allotment, which is theirs. Let me explain that. Environmental group came in here by the name of Grand Canyon Trust, purchased up that ranch, then gave it to the BLM. BLM now has, they claim not only that, they claim the grazing rights and everything with it, plus the water. So now I have a deed for half that water. They're now sending me a letter saying, no, you don't have half the water. You only have a quarter of the water, a little more than a quarter of water. You have the water for 7 months and that's it, which is close to a 50% reduction. That means I only have 58,000 gallons that I can use for my cows in the year. My water lines go to my different pastures, and I have reservoirs and holding areas for my water that I'm going to flow in, half that water, 100,000 gallons a year. I own half that water 12 months out of the year. But they send a letter here and let me know that now that they are taking almost another 25% of it. And they say it's theirs, just with a letter. But I'm not losing any sleep. I use it and I'll run it where I need to run it. I see they're turning my line off. I'm down here hiking this mountain, fixing water lines and stuff. I'm tired to hike this whole dang mountain and back and get up there and try to find the leaks and get up there where I turn the water on. They turned it off. They turned it off. I've got to be careful. I'm only assuming it's them. They run a particular tread on their trucks, which are pretty notable, and they know where the valves are. And so I'm assuming that tread is like the treads they run, and they went over to the valve and they turned it off. Well, we could have a little problem there, but just letting you know, this is where it's going. They're continuing to increase their holdings. They continue to buy out ranchers. And every year, the BLM's holdings are greater than the year before. Remember, the federal government already controls 1/3 of the land mass. And each year that land mass expands. Well, anyway, I'm tired. I'm going to go home, get some dinner. Hope you have a good evening. This is LaVoy Finicum, One Cowboy Stand for Freedom.